Usually I would just read this headline out to you, but in this case, I'll just let the man responsible for the development tell you himself.
Growing list of Paxos issued assets that include stablecoins for PayPal, Binance, its eponymous Pax Dollar, and more. Joining us to discuss is Charles Cascarella. He's the CEO and co-founder of Paxos. Welcome to the show, Charles.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
So I understand you also have an announcement at the conference.
Yes. So we're really proud to say that the Paxos family of stablecoins will be coming to the Stellar network. We think this is very exciting given the reach and global nature of what Stellar represents and the ecosystem that it has. We're excited to be able to bring some of our dollar stablecoins, also our gold stablecoin, the whole family to this ecosystem.
How do you think a stablecoin on Stellar will be used regionally? What are you seeing?
Well, I think stablecoins can do two things. One is democratize access to dollars. Everybody wants dollars. Dollars move basically like mail in the post office right now. But everyone wants a dollar. They want to be able to have it move 24/7 instantaneously, low cost, programmable. And if you look around the world, more people have smartphones than have bank accounts, which is also kind of completely crazy, really, at this day and age. Smartphones have been around for 15 years. Banks have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years, but it's not creating universal access. Stablecoins have that ability to create universal access for dollars. And also, you can start to have yield where you pass on the T-bill return that's backing a stablecoin, and you can democratize access to interest. And I think that's very, very powerful for people who live in currencies and countries where there is a lot of destabilization in terms of the value, but also the inability to have what is very safe yield that you're generating.
As you can see, this man is very knowledgeable about the potential of stablecoins. When it comes to stablecoin issuers in the crypto space, you have Tether, Circle, and Paxos. Surprised a lot more people don't talk about Paxos. In 2023, they peaked out at 120 billion issued stablecoins. So Paxos knows what they're doing. All the more reason why this development with XLM is so important. Welcome to another edition of the DHN Crypto Podcast. I'm your host, Wade Teamer. I've been in this space since 2019, and I've researched thousands of crypto projects. Too many white papers to count. But the reason I put this channel together was to share all of that knowledge with you. All I ask in return is you hit that like button. Not for me. Please don't do it for me. Do it for crypto. Hell, if you want, do it for XLM. Because this development here is exciting. And like I alluded to, guys, I'm going to show you just how deeply entrenched Paxos has been into the crypto space as well as the stablecoin market. This is one of after the week that Stellar has had, and a lot of this has come from the Meridian conference, which that clip comes from CoinDesk Live. CoinDesk supported Stellar throughout that entire Meridian event. They're getting to the point to where it can be live streamed, like the whole thing, right? So I knew there was going to be a lot of announcements coming out of Meridian. They do it every year, but this one, they had a lot. With the addition of Chipper Cash, as well as the new collaboration with MasterCard, Paxos has now joined the fray. Now, outside of the details he gave us in this clip, one thing he didn't mention was the expansion of Paxos' tokenization platform, and that these stablecoin products will start hitting the Stellar network in late 2024. Now, Paxos' tokenization platform is their new stablecoin studio, essentially. And one of the first customers is going to be Stripe. Now, we're going to table this for a second. We have to save that to the end because if you've been watching the episodes recently, you know I am focusing heavily on Stripe's activity because they've already added chains to their new crypto product. And according to one of their founders, which I found the article that states this explicitly, depending on how fast Stellar grows, Stellar will be the next chain added to their crypto product. And now, seeing their relationship with Paxos, Stripe coming in, and Paxos has a long-standing relationship with MasterCard, pieces are coming together, guys. Now, like I said, we're going to table that because I also want to show you what happens when Paxos chooses a network. Last year, they chose Solana. This was the first expansion. Originally, their stablecoin offerings were on Ethereum. In December of 2023, they made the jump over to Solana. And one of the first stablecoins that they were going to move over there was the USDP. As stated here, Paxos plans to offer USDP on Solana to the public blockchain January 17th, 2024. If we pulled up a Solana chart, which we don't have to and we won't, I'm pretty sure, though, Solana had a decent rally because it surely rallied once this happened. Shortly after that, May of 2024, PayPal USD is now available on Solana. How exactly did this happen? Well, Paxos is the main issuer, is the working partner to PayPal. Paxos issues PayPal USD. So when we say issue, we mean it's minted through Paxos. And then it gets distributed to crypto.com, PayPal's own website, Venmo, all the other integrations, Solana, so forth and so on. So the reason why I'm leading with the message of PayPal USD is coming to Stellar XLM because this is exactly what they did with Solana. It's exactly what they did with Ethereum. What we're going to see very soon, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to go over to their site here to pull up the platform. Yes, right here. We're going to start seeing very soon through Paxos this PayPal USD being available on Ethereum, Solana, and Stellar. And you'll see Stellar will be the third chain. That's automatically going to give it some prominence. Now, in addition to that, I mentioned Paxos been around for a minute. September of last year, they reached a 5-year milestone, issuing 120 billion in stablecoins. This was pre-PayPal USD. This is with their original flagship products. And the key thing to know about Paxos, when we're talking about regulatory coverage, they're covered all over the place, especially here in the United States, because they have several licenses from the New York State Department of Financial Services. That's the one that you want to get through if you're working in the United States, and they got it. It's one of the first blockchain infrastructures that are fully regulated. So again, outside of the MasterCard crypto credentials, which also gives Stellar Lumens transactions that regulatory coverage, Paxos, again, is another layer that gives them that coverage. And like I said, MasterCard, Paxos, been working for a minute. Now, reading into this article, this crypto source product and the crypto secure sounds a lot like what crypto credentials are. Mind you, this is 2022, but listen to this description of crypto secure. So in partnership with Paxos, MasterCard's financial institution partners will gain access to a comprehensive suite of buy, hold, and sell services for select crypto assets. This was tailored to traders, augmented with proven identity, cyber security, and advisory services provided by MasterCard. This crypto source offering is complemented by MasterCard Crypto Secure to bring additional security to the crypto ecosystem and help card issuers learn how their customers are already investing in digital assets today on other platforms. It reminds me so much of the crypto credentials because it focused so much on security and identifying yourself prior to a transaction. So MasterCard and Paxos, they've been in it for a minute. There's several interviews that you can find on these two. And he also mentioned the fact that Pax Gold, as a matter of fact, I like how he separated Pax Gold. He said all of our stablecoin products will be coming to Stellar. I'm excited about that, especially Pax Gold. What's the emphasis for on Pax Gold? Well, let's hop over to rwa.xyz and you'll see $518 million market cap, monthly volume plus 140 million, 53,000 holders. It's currently on Ethereum right now. So they're running into the same issues that they had when they launched their stablecoins on Ethereum, which prompted them to go to Solana. Interestingly enough, they haven't decided to expand Paxos Gold to Solana. but it looks like they're getting ready to expand Paxos Gold to Stellar Lumens. Again, that's why I led with the clip of the man himself who owns the company saying, he said it, not me. I'm just showing you the supporting information. If they decide to do that, that would be very interesting for a couple of reasons. Let's hop over here to anchors.stellar.org. Take note of this site, guys, because if you're holding Stellar, this is your dashboard. This is how you track the adoption of Stellar XLM. I bring it up in the conversation of gold tokenization because I wanted to know who else was tokenizing gold on XLM. And it's still, to this day, just Wisdom Tree, also based in the United States. Now, just to take this to the geopolitical level really fast, the United States has been buying a heap ton of gold for a heap ton of years. Wisdom Tree, one of the most recognized financial entities in the United States, tokenizing gold on the XLM blockchain. Paxos Gold, as you can see, $518 million market cap, $148 million in transfer volume. They're trying to put some of that on to XLM. And because XLM is statistically and technically faster than Ethereum will ever be, even with the merge, that $148 million in monthly transfer volume is about the 6x in probably 6 months once they implement it on Stellar. The fact that they're highlighting Paxos Gold, that's so interesting to me. You can dig a bit further and go to a site called Stellar Expert. Got a lot to show you. Don't have time to pull it up right now, but there is a platform, I believe it's Stellar X, where you can trade gold-backed tokens. So that means that this Paxos Gold, which is a stablecoin backed by gold reserves, will then also get traded on Stellar X's platform. In theory here. This is just what it sounds like. Again, he emphasized Pax Gold, not I. Now, the rest of that conversation got into the interest-bearing stablecoin discussion, which is something I'm still fairly new to, but it makes a lot of sense because interest-bearing stablecoin instruments are honestly the closest thing to a typical US dollar, especially from people who have been in traditional finance and they're looking to make that jump over. They want to be able to have it be as familiar as possible to what they're accustomed to with their money. So this yield-bearing stablecoin, and trust me, I'm going to explain why they don't want us to see that, but this yield-bearing stablecoin is attractive because it's just like the typical dollars, the relationship that people have with their dollars in their bank account. So that's going to work for them. It's going to work well. The thing that I find to be interesting, though, is where this thing is being marketed. So this yield-bearing stablecoin, USDL, which recently just linked, it's going to be running on Arbitrum. This one was issued by Paxos International, which is another leg of Paxos, UAE-based, and they're launching this dollar. What this is going to allow, at least based on how they described it here, developers on Arbitrum that are working on gaming and they want to implement a stablecoin for gaming transactions. But watching the interview and how he described it as its connection to U.S. Treasury debt, that took the conversation to a whole nother level. Our members, we're talking about the goings on with BRICS, and this week I stumbled upon a podcast where they're basically alluding to the fact that U.S. Treasury debt is being used to funnel money in a certain direction. It's kind of like the U.S. back door, because the U.S. dollar itself, people they don't really want that. And a lot of nations have treasuries. They have U.S. treasuries that they're trying to get rid of. So what I'm basically connecting is, I think that the real world tokenization, the tokenization of real world treasuries, such as the ones from the U.S., is a way to cover up something. I'm not quite sure what it is, but that's what I pulled from that. Still, though, big money in this discussion. And if they're getting involved, more power to them. Will this come to the United States? Well, it depends on the regulatory situation. I am okay with Pax Gold being first. This can be done in the UAE. They can have fun with that. Now, this here, let's get back to it, guys. This Stripe stablecoin platform relationship here. So, Paxos is getting ready to launch a stablecoin payments platform. Stripe's Pay, new crypto product, is powered by Paxos stablecoin payment infrastructure, making it easier for merchants to accept stablecoin payments. As a regulated and trusted provider of blockchain infrastructure, Paxos' stablecoin payments platform lets payments providers move faster by leveraging the complete solution stack for onboarding, pay-ins, conversions, and payouts. So, Stripe's brand new crypto payment platform, the stablecoin product, will be supported by Paxos. Paxos just chose to expand to Stellar, the third network here. That's another thing. Paxos ain't out here just giving everybody stablecoins. They're being very, very, very selective. And the third one is Stellar. This is the platform, again, just to remind you. And really soon, when we go down here to frequently asked questions, what are they going to say? We're currently supporting payments using Solana, Ethereum, and Polygon. I forgot about Polygon. Don't sleep on Polygon. This would make Stellar fourth on this particular stablecoin platform. But with Stripe, they would be third because it's just Solana and Ethereum USDC transactions on Stripe currently. But one real soon, Stellar Lumens will be in this discussion, ladies and gentlemen. And the point I'm getting at here is the fact that Stripe's crypto payment platform is going to be supported by Paxos' stablecoin infrastructure, which just added the Stellar network. Why am I trying to connect these things so hard? Well, let me show you this. Buckle up, because we're finna go down the rabbit hole. Stellar Stripe relationship. This article was written by Kyle McCollum, May 10th, 2018. And it tells the story of Stripe and Jed McCaleb, and how Stripe was one of the original contributors to the Stellar Development Foundation. That means that Stripe was one of the founding partners for XLM. Now, let's read Mr. McCollum's article here. 10 days before they announced that they provided SDF with funding, which amounted to 2 billion XLM, the number of that today, with XLM being around 9-10 cents, they may not necessarily be in profit. However, I bet you, if they add Stellar Lumens to their platform and the PR release come out, they'll be profiting. They'll be profiting. Makes me weary about a dump. But let's finish this story out here. 10 days before they announced that they provided SDF with funding, Stripe laid out their DLT philosophy in a blog post, which you can find here, Bitcoin the Stripe Perspective, written in 2014. Got to know where you've been to know where you're going. And it very much sounded like what Stellar has become and is becoming. Quick cross-border payments, anchors, federated addresses, and an open global network. Then he goes over the reasons that Stripe stepped into DLT and backed Stellar due to its openness, unbundled transactions, and its global access. And then here, if Stripe holds their lumens, those lumens are currently worth plus $700 million. This deal technically meant that SDF allowed it close to 7% of lumens to the foundation to fund operations, but 5% was allocated directly and less than 2% was allocated indirectly through Stripe's promise to give any net profits back to the Stellar Development Foundation. There is money to be made with Stripe adding Stellar. Money to be made for both parties and just money to be made in general. Last piece here. When Stripe discontinued their support for Bitcoin, they suggested they may add support for Stellar, to which they provided seed funding if substantiative use continues to grow. That article right here, January 23rd, 2018, ending Bitcoin support. Couple updates they have. April 25th, 2024, this summer, businesses using Stripe to accept payments online can add the option for their customers to pay with stablecoins. How are they able to do that? Thanks to Paxos. Now, let's keep on going down here because they're going to say it clear as day, wrapped up in this paragraph here. Despite this, which the whole premise of this blog post was basically, and this is a hell of a perspective to leave with. Initially, Stripe wanted to be all behind Bitcoin because they believed in the power of its peer-to-peer transactions. They get on Bitcoin, realize Bitcoin ain't as quick as some of the alternatives. There were rumors back then that it was supposed to be XRP. They first started messing with Ethereum. But the problem was that Bitcoin wasn't sufficient enough for what they wanted to do. They were disappointed by that. Thus, that is where this article comes from. And then we jump in here. Despite this, we remain very optimistic about cryptocurrencies overall. There are a lot of efforts that we view as promising and that we can certainly imagine enabling support for in the future. We're interested in what's happening with the Lightning Network. That's on Bitcoin. Coinbase just incorporated the Lightning Network in their transactions, so keep an eye out for that. The other proposals to enable faster payments. OMG is an ambitious and clever proposal, but they fell off. Ethereum continues to spawn many high potential projects. They would eventually work with Ethereum. Power sentence, though, right here. We may add support for Stellar, to which we provided seed funding, if substantiated use continues to grow. Well, let me show you something. That was 2018. And since then, I got a list here. IBM, MoneyGram, Circle, UNHCR, Sorband, Flutterwave, Australian Digital Dollar, Tokenized Gold, NFTs. Must I continue? Let's take a look at the anchor list here. These are products from all over the world. Alchemy Pay, Alfred, OnCloud. We're in Brazil. We're in Nigeria. We're in Albania. We're in How much more substantiative growth do you need, Stripe? How much more do you need, Stripe? All the more reason why, guys, this one, it's been a week for Stellar XLM. It really has. And listen, I know I looked at the price this morning, barely a 2% move. That's perfectly fine. Let these things build up. Let them build up, because once the mainstream does get here and starts investing into these markets, you have to understand these will be the events that they will recognize these assets for. All of these developments that we see coming in fresh, they will be pillars throughout the timeline of these assets when we enter this mainstream market. And I'm telling you, Stellar got some of the doggest pillars in history. Now, I got one more thing for you before we get out of here, guys. Another clip. Paxos interview from a couple years back. Mainstream. Kramer.
Right now, haven't been others have tried this and failed?
Yeah, I mean, I think what's really unique about Paxos is that we're a trust company. So we're regulated just like a bank. And the reason that's important is you're not just trusting us because we say you should. We're trusting us because we're regulated. We have oversight. And so unlike anyone else, this actual token itself is regulated. It was approved by the New York Department of Financial Services, which is the banking regulator in New York. So you're not just trusting us. We have
Notice how they're showing Paxos Gold in the background.
regulatory oversight. We have an independent board. Deloitte & Touche is our auditor. We try to tick all the boxes. So this isn't just something that's safe for retail. It's safe for institutions, too.
Okay, so we hear the terms crypto and blockchain, and we start thinking, well, wait a second. That was like something that got everyone excited, and then people lost money on crypto. What is crypto and blockchain when it comes to Paxos?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you think about blockchain, everyone talks about it breathlessly. It's like this, soup du jour topic. But it's really just a database. And so when we say, hey, we put gold on a blockchain, what we do is we put it on a distributed database. And the beauty of a distributed database is anybody can access it. So you're not reliant on Paxos or anyone else to be able to move your gold around. Once you're on the blockchain, you can send it to anybody else who's on that same blockchain with you. And that's what we're trying to do, is use the power of a database upgrade, if you will, as opposed to crypto, which is a little bit different. I like it too, but it's a completely different thing altogether because you're just owning the database.
Okay, so let's say Jamie Dimon, I'm watching the show, and I say, that guy Cascarilla, he's got a real good idea. I'm going to go do Paxos. I'm going to do the same thing. What's keeping someone else from doing what you're doing?
Well, really, there's no reason anyone else couldn't go do it. It's just a question of, can you do it? Meaning, do you have the engineers? Do you have the technology? Have you thought about how to create innovative products? And so anybody can do that. But I think what's native about Paxos is, one, we're a trust company, so a regulated bank. But two, half our company is product engineering. We're really a technology firm at heart. And so we're trying to give you the confidence of a bank, but the innovation of Silicon Valley. And that's just different from, I think, most institutions that are in the banking world today.
Man, listen, Stellar, Paxos, I am impressed. I've seen a lot in this space in 5 years, which, as a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, October 19th, 2024, definitely doing an episode tomorrow. 5-year anniversary. The first day I bought Bitcoin, and I can show you the transactions. It's in my Coinbase account. October 19th, it was roughly 4:30 in the afternoon, is when I hit that first buy on Bitcoin. And ever since, I have been here in this space, guys. And all of that has culminated into this doc here. When you go into the description section, guys, I want you to look for a crypto starter kit. This PDF, it's free, totally free. There's affiliate links at the bottom, but that's not important. This will give you a rubric to walk through this crypto space with. This will save you years of research. You can start here. It'll give you terms to understand the crypto space by, links to different websites, so forth and so on. It took me years to find these websites, guys. And I woke up last week and decided I need to put this into one particular doc, share it with the world. So with that, guys, like I said, been around here for a minute. Only 3 tools I use for crypto will be linked in the pinned comment. I want to thank you again for tuning in. And y'all know what time it is. If that money is digital, so is the hustle.